What should every small business be doing right now or have already done for the year? Their strategic plan. I'm rolling up my sleeves for this one. Now, a lot of people hear strategic plan and they're like, yeah, I've been there, I've done that. Give me a few minutes, hear me out. Maybe you learn a tip or two. So the first part of the strategic planning process, I don't care if you're an individual, a family, a small business, a larger organization, everybody should follow this process in one form or another. The first part is to list all of your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Really give this some thought. The first part is just brainstorming. If you have team members within your organization, get them involved in it. I've seen it where people have Post-its and they write down the different quadrants and they put them in there. And then the next part is that you have to prioritize. What is your biggest strength, your biggest weakness, your biggest opportunity, your biggest threat? Now, this is where people really run afoul a lot of times is once you have done that and you figure these out, then you have to task out your biggest opportunity, for example, or your biggest weakness, the things that you feel you really need to focus on for the following year, the following 2, 3, 5 years, if you will. Task it out as to what steps you have to take in order to achieve that goal. Who needs to be involved in that? Whether they're dependent on each other step by step, or can certain things be done that are not dependent on the other? Now, the really big thing that people forget to do is figure out realistically how much time they have available to achieve these goals. So do a little time study for yourself or your team members. And if you figure out, I've got a half an hour to work on goal achievement per week, well, then look at how much time that you have to achieve that goal and match them up. Because what people do is they list a bunch of goals, they make them feel really good, and they get to the end of the year and they haven't achieved any of them. There's something called the triple constraints: time, money, and quality. So in addition to tasking everything out and figuring out the resources that are needed and the resources available, you have to figure out what of the triple constraints, which is time, money, and quality of the project, is non-negotiable. If it's quality, well, it may take a little bit longer and it may cost a little bit more, but you need to decide that as an organization. If you follow this process and you commit to it year after year after year, there's no way in my mind where you can't move something from the weakness column into the strength column. Move something as an opportunity and move it into, again, the strength column. That's the idea behind it, is not to get down on yourself if you don't achieve a goal. If you've done it properly, again, like we've just talked, it's focusing on continuous improvement and taking that step forward to achieve those goals. Now, if you link a variable pay program to goal achievement, again, you've got to be fair and realistic about it. So in other words, if you have a department or a company and you figure out what needs to be done and you assign it to different people within that organization and they achieve that goal, well, if you tie compensation with that, that's how you can really supercharge goal achievement. So hopefully you've learned a thing or two within this video. If there's any additional questions that you have, please reach out to me. I don't care if you're an individual, a small business, a large organization. I've done it in all. I've seen the positive things that it can do. It can potentially change your life. Thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate it.